Hey, Magic friends, welcome back. This is your captain speaking here on Captain Clyde's MTG, and we got more Transformer action along with other things from Brothers War, from PulseCon today. Uh, if you didn't watch the previous video, go check that out about PulseCon and Transformers. We're going to go through the same things again. We got more leaks, more news, and just some beautifully sexy stuff coming in Brothers War. So don't forget to subscribe. We're trying to get to 1,000 peeps. I'd really appreciate it. So let's get into it. We've got a lot to cover. All right, starting off first, you talked about what they call archive cards. This here, we talked about in a previous session. This is going to be another one that's going to get reprinted. Yes, they're reprinting Howling Mine. How awesome is that? Plus, check out this archive special art. It's got the old frame, the old border, just beautiful, sexy. And I'm not going to lie, I'm probably going to get me 4 of these bad boys for my set. Yeah, this is just too sweet. I don't know what else to say. So, moving on. Next we have Phyrexian Intervocal got a reprint again. So it was in a couple base sets. It's been on the list, I think, a couple times. So it's not as exciting. The art's a little more exciting, but honestly, this was not the highlight of my day. But, I mean, we are talking about the old Phyrexian War, so, I guess it is flavor, so we'll roll with it. Next, we have Lodestone Golem. This has already been previewed, but what we didn't get was the fact that all these new cards like this are going to have this really cool archive setting, so pretty nice as well. This is going to be really nice. I like this card. We've already seen some real powerhouses in the previous video, so I'm really excited about these archive cards and what other cool artifacts might be in the set as we continue to get spoilers. So next we'll talk about right now, starting today till October 14th, I think. Something like that. We have another set of little something. I forget what they're called, but these are little Planeswalkers. Drawn by the previous artist who did the last little set. You can see here, you get 5 of them non-foil, 5 of them foil. The Planeswalkers are Sarkhan Vol, Elspeth, Sun's Champion, good old Garruk, Narset, and Saheeli. These are all pretty nice, I'm not going to lie. The price that they quoted was $29 for this. I believe $39 for this. Honestly, not a bad price. That's basically $10 a card. I think it's going to be worth it. Remember, those are only going to be a limited time offer, so if you want this, you have to go to the PulseCon site and order from PulseCon. So, I don't know if they have a limit to how many numbers of these they want to sell, but if you're looking to grab some, I mean, for $29 and $39, you might as well get yourself hooked up. So, that's pretty cool as well. Next, that's right, more Transformers. I love it. So, for those of you who weren't on the last video yet, the ability More Than Meets the Eye is the alternative cost where you can get the backside of the card instead. It says converted because, i.e., because of intellectual properties and licensing and so forth and so on, you can't use the word transform, quote unquote. So, whatever. But yeah, so these are going to be great cards that flip back and forth. I'm really excited about it. You can see their set symbol here. They will be in Brothers War in set and collector boosters. So this is part of the universe beyond. So these will be playable in like Commander and maybe the eternal formats, I think. Don't quote me on that because I hadn't looked it up because I was too excited when I started making the video. But anyway, so we have Megatron. Black, white, red, and 3. Your opponent can't cast spells during combat. Pretty cool. At the beginning of your post-combat main phase, you may convert Megatron. If you do, add 1 colorless for each 1 life your opponent has lost this turn. So it's mana ramp plus punch you in the face. Now on the backside, we have Megatron Destructive Force. This is his tank mode. It has Living Metal. So what Living Metal means, for those who haven't watched the last video, Living Metal means it's a creature only on your turn. So these are Transformers. Yes, they are vehicles, but you don't have to crew them because you don't need somebody to crew Megatron for him to do his thing. Unless he's in the gun mode, which is when this little guy here shoots him. But anyway, we won't go there. But anyway, so on this side, he's a 4/5. Whenever Megatron attacks, you may sacrifice another artifact. When you do, Megatron deals damage equal to the sacrifice artifact's mana value to target creature. If excess damage will be dealt to a creature this way, instead that damage is dealt to that creature's controller, and you convert Megatron, i.e., put him on this side. So you can make him for 4, put this little fella in play, the next turn swing, and then flip him over, basically get this big nasty at a cheaper cost. And the flip cards do that, so they flip back and forth constantly, which is an interesting concept. People might not like it because it's going to be a lot to keep track of, maybe. But, I mean, they're Transformers. That's what they do. I love it. So, if you haven't watched the other video, there's other stuff in there that was spoiled Friday. This is what was spoiled today. So, as we move on, the other spoilers we got today was Ultra Magnus. That's right. White, green, red, and 4 for a 7/7. He has War 2. Whenever Ultra Magnus attacks, you may put an artifact creature card from your hand onto the battlefield tapped and attacking. If you do, you convert Ultra Magnus at the end of the combat. When he's converted, again, Living Metal, has haste, and he has Formidable. Whenever Ultra Magnus attacks, attacking creatures you control gain indestructible to the end of turn. If those creatures have a total power 8 or greater, you get to convert Ultra Magnus back. So, very interesting, not gonna lie. Next we have Cyclonus the Saboteur. That's right, we even got some of the old G1 stuff in here. Black, blue, and 2, flying. He meets the eye for 7. This is the first meet the eye that's more expensive. Whenever Cyclonus deals combat damage to a player, it convenes. You guys remember what convene is? Draw a card, discard card, gets a counter. If Cyclonus' power is 5 or greater, you get to convert it. And when it's Living Metal, it's a 5/5 flyer. When it deals combat damage to a player, you convert it. If you do, there is an additional beginning phase. Includes the untapped step. Oh my. So if you get, this is basically like taking an extra turn. Because if you get to convert him, you get a whole new phase, which includes untap, upkeep, and draw steps. We're going to have to keep an eye out for what that means as far as rules go. It doesn't say you get an extra attack phase, just an additional beginning phase, which are the things listed here. Still, very powerful and can be very crazy. Because don't think about it, guys. You could attack with this guy, pump his attack, and then convert him to this. Yeah, this could be devastating. Next we have Prowl, the Stoic Strategist. So for a white and 3, get a 3/3. Whenever Prowl attacks, exile up to one other tapped target exile up to one other target tapped creature or vehicle for as long as that card remains exiled. Its owner may play it. Whenever a player plays a card exiled with Prowl, you draw a card and get to convert him. Alright, meets the eyes of white and 3. In his Living Metal mode, whenever another creature or vehicle enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on Prowl. If this is the second time this ability has resolved this turn, convert Prowl. So another creature or vehicle enters the battlefield under your control. Very interesting. Looks like a pretty good card for White Weenie. I'm sure there's some kind of shenanigans here I'm just not seeing off the top of my head. Just saying. Alright. Next one we have Blaster, Combat DJ. So for red, green, and 3, get a 3/3. Other non-token artifact creatures and vehicles you control have modular 1. Very nice. That means they enter the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter on them. When they die, you can move those counters around. Whenever you put one or more +1/+1 counters on Blaster, you convert it. So for 3 mana, you can get more than meets the eye mode, which is here, Blaster the Morale Booster. Modular 3. So X and tap, move X +1/+1 counters from Blaster onto another target artifact. That artifact gains haste until end of turn. If Blaster has no +1/+1 counters on it, convert it. So you basically, for 3 mana, you can get him almost for free. Yeah, this is great. I love it. The only thing I don't like about this, we don't get to see, he doesn't have his little token robots like Ravage and Laserbeak like Soundwave does. Makes me a little sad inside. All right, we have RC, the Sharpshooter, good old RC. White, red, and 1 for a 2/2. More meets the eyes of white and 1 red. It has first strike, 2/2, 1, remove 1 or more +1/+1 counters from RC. It deals that much damage. Target creature, then you get the converter. She's also a 2/2 on the other side. Whenever you cast a spell that targets 1 or more creatures or vehicles you control, put that many +1/+1 counters on RC and then convert it. Wow, this goes right in those feather decks, guys. Wow. Those Feather Commander decks. Pretty sweet RC card. All right, moving on. Next, we have Blitzwing Cruel Tormentor. This is the only card so far that actually shows the transformation process, by the way. Keep that in mind. Black and 5 for a 6/5. At the beginning of your end step, target opponent loses life equal to the life that player lost this turn. If no life was lost this way, you get to convert Blitzwing. More than meets the eye is only a black and 3. Living Metal. At the beginning of your combat on your turn, choose Flying or Indestructible at random. Blitzwing gains that ability in a turn. When Blitzwing deals combat damage to a player, convert it. Nice. I like that. That's pretty cool. All right, next we have Jetfire. Ingenious scientist. See him fixing himself right here. If you guys remember, Jetfire was a Decepticon back in the day, but he actually ended up being an Autobot by the end. Blue and 4 for a 3/4 flyer. Remove one or more +1/+1 counters from among artifacts you control. Target player as that much colorless. This. Okay. Target play. Okay, yes, I guess you can give people mana by doing this. Okay. This mana can't be spent to cast non-artifact spells. Convert Jetfire. Interesting. So, Living Metal. For 3 blue, you get to convert Jetfire, then adapt. Wow. So, if it has no +1/+1 counters on it, put 3 counters on it. That's crazy good. And it has more than meets the eye of a blue and 3. So, you can lay this on this side, and then for 3 mana, just flip it over and basically make it, 6/7. Good God. This thing is bonkers. So good. All right. What we got next? We have Ratchet, the Field Medic. All right, so white and 2 for a 2/4. More meets the eye for only 2. He has lifelink. Whenever you gain life, you may convert Ratchet. When you do, return target artifact card with mana value less than or equal to the amount of life you gained this turn from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. That is dumb good. Wow, is that sweet. For the other side, Living Metal, it has 1/4 with lifelink. Whenever one or more non-token artifacts you control are put into the graveyard from the battlefield to convert him back, this ability triggers only once each turn. So this seems really powerful in Artifact X. I'm not even going to lie. Also, for those of you who are paying attention, you'll notice that the cross that used to be on Ratchet, the Field Medic, has been taken off for a Cybertronian symbol. Again, this has to do with licensings and other dumb stuff that, thanks to being in America. But anyway, it's still Ratchet, but that's why they did that, if you guys were wondering. So, don't hate the game. Or don't hate the player, hate the game. Anyway, point being. All right, now we get to go to what's called the Broken Glass editions. We'll go through these real quick. For those of you who don't know, Broken Glass is the alternate universe where Autobots are the bad guys and Decepticons are the good guys. And I gotta say, these bad Autobots and good Decepticons look so sweet. So here we have Blaster, the combat DJ. Now, all the abilities are the same. It's just a different card type, so don't get too hyper. So then we have the alternate for Jetfire, which is obviously probably what he looked like when he was regularly a Decepticon. Anyway, so we have Jetfire. Next we have Ratchet, the Field Medic. Very cool. I like how he's got that whole, looks like almost like a zombie vibe to him. And notice there's no cross on him at all. Ultra Magnus, the Tactician. That's a heck of a face right there. Look at that. He almost looks like Unicron in a way. Very sexy. I like these fractured glass cards. Cyclonus, the Saboteur. That's right. This is the good version of Cyclonus. He's not purple. He's red and gold. To be honest, though, I don't know if I would like the red and gold. Looks kind of like Hot Rod. I wonder if Hot Rod's going to be in this. Anyway, moving on. So we have the good version of Cyclonus. We have the bad versions of Prowl. Notice how the symbol's purple. So that's so sweet. The Pursuit Vehicle and the Stoic Strategist. Next we have Blitzwing, Cruel Tormentor, but he's a good guy. That makes sense. Notice how this card doesn't show him actually transforming, but it shows him in jet mode. So, again, he's kind of red and white. It's kind of cool. Then next we have Megatron, the good guy. That's right. We have the good Megatron. I like how basically the purple symbols apparently are stylizing what bad guys are, because notice Megatron now has like white, red, and blue, almost like American colors, and it seems to be that way across the board. Very interesting choice of color palettes of what symbolizes good and evil. So, with that said, guys, that's everything for today. Magic related from PulseCon. And in my opinion, what really matters. So, thanks a lot for watching. I do appreciate it. Don't forget, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Comments are down below. Hit those up to get more views for the channel if people see what's going on. And if you've already subbed up, thank you very much. I appreciate it. If you want to do more, don't forget there's links in the description to my Patreon page, the eBay store where I sell cards and all kinds of other sweet swag. And my email's in there if you want to reach out and say, hey. So, until next time, be kind. And I hope to see you across from the game table.